Welcome in, everybody. This is a dedicated 15-minute core-specific circuit workout where we're actually going to do some very different type of movements, and I do have one dumbbell out with me today that you can add resistance to if you'd like. Now, we're going to be doing 3 different blocks, 2 sets of every single exercise within that block, and the first block is all standing movements. So we're going to start right here when that clock hits 15 minutes on the dot, 1 minute to just get the body heated a little bit, and then we're going to get right into it. If you need more time, go ahead and shake it out right here to wake up the body and warm it up. I definitely suggest that. And you can also take the first set with body weight, of course, and that will help you ease into it. Good, take it to a little bit of a wider rotation side to side. And we're just raising that core temperature, and then we're gonna grab our dumbbell as an option. We're gonna do standing knee pulls. All right, land with those feet a little bit wider than shoulder distance apart. Hands behind the head. I want you to sink down and just hit some lateral flexions side to side. Good. Activating that core. Land in the center. You're going to hold. Little twist side to side. Good job. And for your last few seconds, we're just going to jack the feet and reach down just to raise that core temperature. And then we're going to go right into our first set of standing knee pulls with or without resistance. 3, 2, 1, 15 seconds to grab your resistance if you'd like. Now I have 2 movements in the first block, and again, we're going to repeat them 2 times through. 45 seconds on, 15 seconds of transition. If you want to use weight, go ahead and bring it up at chest height, or you can raise it up all the way overhead. And here we go. Standing knee pulls. Now, one thing that is so important is how your core actually is such a key feature. You can keep it here. You don't have to go all the way overhead. Your core is so important in stability and execution of raising each knee and controlling. And I'm pausing between talking because I'm feeling it, and I want you to do the same. So as we go through these movements today, and again, here, you can bring those arms overhead. I want you to just feel the activation of your core. Now, if you don't feel it, final 3, 2, 1, check the positioning of your hips, because you might want to tighten up a little bit with those lower, deep transverse abdominis. Okay, next move, reverse lunge. You're going to twist towards that front leg. It's less about the lunge, it's more about the twist. Begin right here. So you don't have to go super low. I just want you to feel the rotation in your core. So that's level 1. Level 2, you can give me a little bit of a dip and twist. So we're hitting a little bit of an angle. And again, you don't have to go super low. We're just staggering that stance so that you can give me a nice rotation and really use those abs. One feature today, you'll be happy to hear, no planks. Ooh, excuse me, there's one at the very end, but we're moving with our upper body. No static planks, I should say. This is all going to be very active and hopefully movements you have not been incorporating. Finish your last one. Shake it out. We're going to go back to the standing knee pull, and hopefully you will start to incorporate these, because training the core in all different ways is so important to our overall fitness and really stabilities for all of our strength moves. Okay, bring those arms overhead if you're using a weight. Actually, you can bring the arms overhead if you're not using weight as well. Just use it to activate and really crunch. So standing knee pulls, I believe, are so underutilized. And it also is going to help you really tie mind-muscle connection to your core. Good, keep going. You have 20 more seconds, because as I mentioned, your abdominals play a big role in even lifting of the knee. So I want you to connect mind to muscle. If right now you're not feeling it, this is an area of opportunity for you to grow and strengthen that mind-muscle connection. 3, 2, 1. Quick pause. Take the weights down if you'd like. Shake it out. Second set, reverse lunge to rotation. We're going to take a little mini break. I have our next block coming up next. 2 new exercises. And let's begin. So step back and give me that twist. Now, if you want to go low, I'm not going to be opposed to that. what you will feel is that it's gonna actually, you're gonna feel a stretch through your hip flexors a little bit more. So if your hip flexors are tight, don't go as low because I want you to focus on core. And you can dip as if you're putting the weight in your pocket, side to side, and give me a little bit more of a twist and a drop. I was gonna turn and face you, so I'm gonna do that right now. Check it out. As I come down, my hips stay square. I just give myself a little bit of an angle shift and a weight shift. And I'm using my abs. Finish your last one. And shake it out. Okay, next move, and definitely take a little bit of a water break if you'd like. We have a full minute as we transition to the next set. So check it out. You can do this standing, or I'm gonna recommend we do this in a kneeling position because you're gonna actually be able to really tighten up the core even more. Because we're not worried about ankle joint or knee joint, it is just from the hips up. However, if this isn't a position that your knees want to be in, you can either put something underneath them, you have 30 seconds before we start, or you can do this standing. But we're gonna do a halo, and you're gonna bring it back by your side. You're gonna keep that halo really tight to your body, and you're gonna use your abs to kind of control the movement, so to speak. 10 seconds before we start, watch. So as I come through, and I'm giving myself a little bit of a twist to the side as I finish, shifting my shoulders, I'm controlling with my core. Come with me now, first set. So halo, and then turn. My hips stay to the front. So it's a little bit of a progression now from that first block, because we're getting the twist. But the kneeling position, you're gonna keep your hips square to the front, twist. Very nice. Keep that halo tight to your body. If you don't have resistance with you, that's okay. You can still be moving your arms in this motion. And our time is the same, 45 seconds in our set, 15 seconds to transition. And we're gonna come down to a seated position next. 5 more seconds. If you're standing, just make sure your hips are staying square to the front. And go ahead and pause here. Okay, coming down to a V-sit position. We're gonna do a full roll through. You can do this with or without resistance again. Come with me now. So you're gonna come all the way, reach overhead. And now I do want you to lift a leg and alternate that single leg V up at the top. This is one of my absolute favorite movements because you definitely get that unilateral contraction and really a great squeeze as you feel with the entire core. Awesome job, team. Coming all the way up, squeeze, exhale. And these are your 2 moves. So we're gonna repeat these again. Go for big range of motion. You can bring the weight into your chest if your shoulders feel it, because we are focused specifically on core. Break right here. I'm going really quickly through them and then also wanting to stay in them longer. So take a quick break here, you earned it. And come to the kneeling position or standing, and I'm gonna give you a couple extra seconds. If I go a little over, I'll give you your full break and maybe a little extra. Okay, hips to the front, 5 seconds. We're gonna go into the halo, and I'm showing you standing. I will come to kneeling. And here we go. So control, same thing as when I was in my kneeling position, and I just turn, but very important to keep my hips square to the front. In order to keep my hips square to the front, what I do is I don't go all the way if it requires my hips to release. So you're just going with what your core can control. Square those hips and then turn the shoulders side to side. Nice job. Very different, non-traditional style core movements here in the beginning. And just trust me. Mix these in, practice them. Anytime you can do different movements, it's so good for our bodies. All right, break. Go ahead and come down to the floor, and we're gonna do that full roll through to a single leg V up again. 45 seconds on the clock, last set. Then we have a third block. Starting in 3, 2, 1, let's go. All the way overhead, come up, single leg. Exhale that air out. Now, I'm also trying to keep my wrists right over my shoulders because I want the weight to stay in my core. So I'm stacking so that my shoulders are just kind of guiding it, but my abs are controlling it as I come up and down. Slow is the goal. There is zero need to rush in this entire core workout. Awesome job, you guys. 10 more seconds. Good work. A little bit of a water break coming up next. You've earned it. 3, 2, 1, break. You can just let those weights come down gently. Grab a sip with me. And we have third and final block. 2 more moves. We're gonna be down on the floor. We're gonna start in a plank position. However, we're gonna be moving the weight side to side. So it's a high plank and you're gonna drag the weight. So it's throwing our center of gravity off just a little bit. Then we're gonna flip around. We're gonna go to that V-sit position and we're gonna hit some oblique twists side to side. Are you ready? 30 seconds before we start. This is gonna take us all the way to the end. Go ahead and come down. Your plank can be in a knee plank or a full high plank position. I'll start in the knee plank just to show you that option. And then check it out. You're just gonna drag the weight side to side. So I transfer the weight, and here's the key feature. Not shifting of the hips. So chin tucked, gaze down, go. You can listen to my cues while you're looking straight down. And you're actually pulling side to side. When you feel confident, you can come all the way up to a high plank position. Now this is a newer move. It's challenging. If you have anything in your wrists that feel a little bit like you don't have quite enough stability, you can take it to full fist, and that sometimes helps keep the wrist a little straighter. Dropping to the knees takes a little bit of that weight off. And then I also want to mention, as long as you're keeping your wrist right under that shoulder joint and nice and stacked, break right here and flip around, you're actually going to be building some strength in that forearm. And then wrist mobility is also something you probably want to check into if you do have any kind of tightness there that limits that range of motion. Okay, oblique V-sit twist. Start with the heels down, come here. You're going to come all the way down to a twist, up to a seated position, and switch. Good. Now some additions that you can make. You can raise the weight up overhead, and you can also lift the feet in that full V-sit position if you'd like. Just creating a little bit more instability for your core to activate and create more stability. Good. Keep it up. Twist, lift. Good. Less than 10 seconds. We're flipping back around to our plank, and you get to do these yet again. Break right here, flip around. All right, team, we've made it to the end. Last 2 moves, you are done. So pick your most challenging yet also effective positioning, whether it's high plank or low. And let's go. Drag that weight side to side. Do not shift the hips. Fists can be down. If you've never tried this before, I actually really do enjoy the extra stability of being in this position. Just don't lock out your elbow. So you want to have a nice, just kind of lightness through your arm. Stack your wrist right under your shoulders. Don't shift the hips. Keep your chin tucked. You do not want to feel anything in your low back. 15 more seconds. You don't need to look up. Keep your gaze down. You keep focused on that impeccable form and feel the shift in your core. As you move that weight side to side, your core is controlling it. And last break, flip around. Okay, we have our final move. V-sit, oblique, lifting as an option, feet up as an option. Decide this is your final 45 seconds. Let's begin. Twist. Great work. Now I'm actually laying, bring those feet up if you want. I'm laying a really solid foundation for our core because core strength is going to help us so much in all of our strength workouts, period. So I'm so glad that you have embraced this session. I want you to flag it. I want you to come back to it. I want you to practice these moves. If you did not add weight today, start to think about adding that resistance and really think about form in all these positions, because these are all the positions that we will ever be in as we go through our strength moves together. Finish right there. Meet me on top. Shake it out. And big deep breath in right here. Exhale. Good. 2 more. Big deep breath in. Exhale. Final deep breath in and the biggest smile you can find. Exhale. And that smile should represent how good it feels to strengthen our bodies and definitely focus on strengthening the core. So thank you guys so much for joining me live. Make sure that you go into either an extended cool down or, hey, you are primed and ready to go into another workout because your core is activated for sure. Drop any questions or comments that you have down below because I always come back and I love getting to know you and I will answer all of them. And with that, I will see you again live every Tuesday and Thursday, 9 a.m. Pacific time, so mark your calendars. We have a lot to get after, a lot of strength to build, and I can't wait to do it all right next to you. I'll see you guys next time.